Oh, hi.
Well, hello everyone. Here we are, midweek,
Yes.
and just to
Yes.
get together to help us keep each other going through this interesting time that we're
Yes.
facing. And just a little reminder for everybody that all the past lives, angels, philosophy, everything that we talk about, you can find on our website at soulsenlightenment.com. And then, of course, we love you all and even send more love out when you share, like, comment, and subscribe.
And just a reminder that whenever you sign up for a service on our website, that is a paid service. So I notice some of our subscribers are going to our website to ask past life questions, and you're going to get billed. So,
Right.
So, of course you don't have to pay for it, but that's not where you leave your questions. It's on the comments.
Yeah, in YouTube.
Yeah,
that's where we go to get all the questions for our show. So, yeah. Okay. I have been interested for so many years about this little triangle that we're going to talk about today. I've always wondered, ever since Brad and Jen broke up, and then, of course, he and Angelina got together, and we all know the story. But ever since that happened, I always wondered, is there some type of past life that all three of them shared? So, I can't wait to get to the bottom of this. Okay, so Vera, did you pick up on a past life that they share together?
Yes. They actually had like 2 or 3, but I just picked the one that was more relevant to this lifetime.
Really?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my, this will be interesting.
So what I picked up for Brad, Jenn, and Angelina is they were in a tropical island. I don't know if it's Hawaii, Tahiti. I don't know. Brad was into growing, I believe it's sugar cane or sugar, whatever that is.
Okay.
And so Brad and Jen were of that island. Mm-hmm. They were native of the island. I'll just say Hawaii. Because it's like, if they have a very special connection to Hawaii, then that's where it was. Or if it's Tahiti, that's where it was. I'm not sure which one.
Right. You're just picking up on the feel and the scenery, that kind of the feeling of it,
But it's very special to them in their heart. It's like when they go there, they feel like they're home. Wow. Kind of thing. Yeah. So they had 12 children.
Wow.
Yeah. Not all of them survived, of course.
That's kind of actually interesting.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later. But
I think, they didn't.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So maybe that's why Jen doesn't have kids.
That's exactly what I was going to bring up too. It's interesting, isn't it? But we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Or that's not the best. Okay, never mind. I'll get to it. So they were doing great. The island was doing great. But then British settlers started coming in. And they there was like a group of them, but there was a man and a woman that wanted to see, actually it was just wanting to see what the island was like. It was just an exploring kind of thing. Because they had been hearing about this beautiful island, blah, 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 that. Well, the man befriended Brad because he was going around trying to find out who was the person that he could go to see what he can get into, what he can invest,
what he could capitalize on.
Yeah, that's a good one. So he befriended Brad, and then and Angelina was the woman.
So the explorer / capitalist British kind of person, colonist or whatever, his wife was Angelina. Okay.
So they were going over there and they were talking with Brad and Jen, and that's when the husband of Angelina got this, saw this, how great it could be if he could get in on the business. But really, he wanted to take it over. But he wasn't telling Brad that yet. But he was trying to see, like, how could he get into it and kind of take it away from them.
Right. So it wasn't like a colonized or a business to where like an operating type of business. It was more so for the people that live there, for the natives that live there on that island.
It was not to make money, it was to eat.
The native islanders. And then he came in and wanted to...
Saw the, like, oh my God, we can make a fortune, was telling Brad, and he was saying how it could enhance the island and help the people, and they would have more money to, do things and buy things and, for each other. It wasn't like, it was all for Brad. He was making it like, because Brad was about the people, right?
Right.
So, well, this guy wasn't. And then Angelina and Brad had an affair. And that was kind of like a plan to get him to do what
cooperate,
they...
Get him to do what they wanted.
Right, yeah.
Wow.
So,
and of course, you were saying too that she was very to him she was very exotic looking.
Yeah, because she was blonde,
she was
blue-eyed, and then of course Jenn was native to the island.
Right.
Beautiful, but native to the island.
Right.
And so basically, they stole the business, or turned it into a business and took it away from Brad and Jenn. But Brad, I think he was kind of, somehow they also brought disease in, because Jenn and the kids, they all died.
Oh, wow.
And this is while Brad was, because Brad would go over to England and talk to them and come back. They were like trying to form, like, how they could help the people is what.
Wow.
Yeah, but by the time he got back,
they had already introduced some type of disease. Was it intentional?
No, I don't believe so.
That's
but
good,
it's just they brought it.
Right.
So
Wow.
that is how that ended.
Wow.
And
so
Brad was always in that past life he was just so filled with guilt, and because Jenn never found out
about the
affair, but he was gone. He just felt because he wasn't that type of person.
But she was really persuasive.
Well, yeah, men are men. I shouldn't say that nowadays, huh? Well, he was in a weak moment. Let's just put it that way.
Right. Wow. So there's so many interesting aspects about that life, isn't there? First of all, like you were saying, to my understanding, I could be wrong, but what I understood was that Jenn wasn't ready to have children yet when her and Brad were together, but he wanted to have children. So it's kind of interesting, isn't it? The difference in charts, because they had so many over here that in this life it's almost like having a respite. But that's interesting because
I think only 8 survived though. I mean,
they had 12, but 4 of them had died for natural reasons or accidents. Until the disease that
and then
took
took the whole
village.
Well, not the whole, a lot of the village.
But his family.
But his family was, because they were with them, and they were in their house, and well, not how, you know what I mean.
Right.
Yeah. But in this lifetime, they charted that it was going to be different. Brad wanted to do better in this lifetime. So
wow.
But
I mean,
but there is a deep love between those two. There is
between Brad and Jenn.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting.
And there was with Angelina too for him, but it was first, how the pheromones. That was the first, and it was like different and new, and so. But yeah. Not to give him excuses, but.
All right. It's interesting too because in that life she didn't know, and in this life it was like this experience that they charted, and she was definitely going to find out because it was so public because they're so well known and everything like
And
that.
there was a small village. It wasn't like huge at that time. But
it's interesting though, isn't it? It's an interesting example of the balancing of experiences and then what's going to happen in this life.
But I think maybe that's why in this lifetime he had that drinking issue. And he may have had it earlier, but that stems from that past life.
Wow.
Because he's trying to get rid of that guilt. He doesn't understand why.
Because I'm sure he felt guilt in this
yeah,
life
he
too.
has this thing with her. They just, and it was always if there was something going on between, especially towards the end with Angelina and Brad, they were already talking. He would call her.
From what I've heard, they were always good, remained good friends.
Yeah. Well, whenever they were.
Not in the beginning.
Not.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no. But, yeah. No, not in the beginning. Yeah,
Wow.
but that's why. So it was kind of like, this was a do-over, but it didn't go the way that Brad charted it.
But he was able to get away. I mean, it sounds like he didn't chart to go down that path.
Right.
But then he did end up pulling himself out.
Right.
Out of it.
Right.
So,
yeah.
it's interesting. It's an interesting example of how we have lateral movement in our chart. So we might not learn it this way, but we might learn it a different way.
Because at the beginning, she was just out to get him to do what her and her husband wanted. But then she fell in love with him in that Hawaiian or
really
tropical island life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it similar in this life? Was it just, I guess maybe it was a cell memory when they saw each other.
Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting, isn't it?
So, I mean, it's just human stuff. It's just, it happens, unfortunately, all the time.
But it's a good example for all of us to learn from,
Yeah.
to see how we want to see if we can.
Because we want to be honorable. We want to, our word is our bond kind of thing. And we've kind of gotten away from that.
Yeah.
So with all this thing that's going on right now in the world, it's where we are going to get back into that more simple life. Where people are connecting and
Don't you
it doesn't feel like it now, but it will.
Isn't it interesting how sometimes the universe forces us back to that, like with this coronavirus? I mean,
well, yeah, because the other way it was going down fast.
You are not kidding, and this is like a way.
And
of
it's not
forcing
over. It is not over by any means. So I hope the powers that be in this country and around the world, I think they're doing better, but we've got to really understand that it's about health, it's about the people, it's not about the economy. And what's going to make me look good,
right?
Kind of thing.
Well,
with the senators and president.
That's like this big fishbowl that we're all watching them right now to see, okay, are you guys here for us at all? Are you there?
Yeah.
Hello.
And it's really a picture of like, this is what we have.
Yes. That's for sure. And it's just not working. It's not going to work.
Because we all have to help out with this, that's quarantine and all that. And there's some people that believe the government that it's not serious. And trust me, it is.
I know. There's people in my own family that doesn't even believe that it's really real, that it's just being like a farce from the government or something, like being put on like a hoax, or not a hoax, but embellished. And it's
because what's really important, money right now, or is it important that we're all survive?
Exactly.
So that's where it had to come back into our soul, everybody, to reconnect and help each other.
We have to. We're being forced to.
I mean, there's still some people that hoard and do all that stuff, but that's on you.
Right.
But there's a majority, I would say, of people that are helping each other. Yeah. Like that man from Lathrop here in
this is
California,
a good story.
That he was, he's
neat.
I believe insurance man, I'm not sure. But he was going to go to India and have a 25th wedding anniversary. And he had allocated $10,000 for the party. And so instead he's buying masks and he's going to different, like a In-N-Out place here in Lathrop. And he's handing out masks. And it first goes to the elderly, then it goes to the children, and then the rest of the public.
guys,
as long as it lasted. He didn't buy 10,000 worth. I think he bought, I don't know how much, but it was a substantial amount.
see, isn't that neat?
So there are people that care. I mean, they're all the time, and a lot of times we always hear the bad, but there is so much good in the world. We can't forget that.
That just warms my heart.
Yeah.
To take something.
But he's so grateful that he's in this country and able to make a living
wow.
where he wouldn't have been able to in India.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just what an amazing thing to do. That when he gets
Yes.
home to the other side, he can look back on his life and see what did I do at that
Yeah.
when that was going on.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. And
He could have bought toilet paper for himself.
Yes, exactly.
Like what some people are doing,
right,
or water
right.
or whatever. Yeah.
And of course, not all of us have the means to be able to do that.
No.
But we can do it in different ways.
Yeah. Saying hi to someone that you see walking. You don't go near them, but you don't
Go over and give him a hug. No,
Christina and I,
just
we went for a walk here in my neighborhood, and it's like people don't even look at you. It's come on, we can still say hi.
I'm sending you the germs.
Yeah.
I know. It's like, come on.
It's like,
okay.
no, stay 6 feet away. We know that, but you can say hello.
Yeah, and that's the thing that we don't want to lose is our being able to share our light
Yeah.
with each other. We don't have to share our space, immediate space, but sharing the light there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
It's contagious in a good way, right?
Yeah, really.
Sharing the light.
That's right.
Okay, so we do have a birthmark that we're going to get to today, right, Vera?
We are.
Okay, I'm going to go find their question
Okay.
and read it. And here we go. Jordon Smith.
Oopsies.
And their question is, hi, my name is Jordon. I have a brown heart-shaped birthmark on the side of my face. I don't know what it means. I was born with it.
Okay, what did I do with him?
Is it on here?
I thought I wrote it on here.
Okay, while she's looking,
While she's looking,
I better
talk
think of a
amongst
story.
yourself. I just saw on the YouTube that.
Okay, I'm gonna tell. This is a really good Vera joke that you came up with,
Oh,
Vera.
okay.
Okay, you guys ready?
Okay, Chrissy.
Why did the psychic cross the road? Don't tell him. Don't
Okay.
tell him. Keep looking. Okay, have you guessed yet? To get to the other side. That was a good one.
The other side, heaven.
Yeah.
We call it the other side. Okay, I still can't find it. What did I do? Oh, there it is.
Oh,
Da-doi,
perfect.
da-doi,
See?
da-doi, da-doi. Okay.
Don't worry. All right.
So,
So,
SE cat.
yes, Jordan's brown heart. I cannot speak right now. Heart-shaped birthmark on the side of my face.
Okay, so Jordon, you had a past life. I believe it was Georgia, and it was in the 17th century,
Okay.
I believe. And I'm looking at you, and you're going, okay. So what it is you and your mom lived kind of like way out in the country. There was like very much space between, like country people, they have more land, right? So there was a man that broke in to the house and was trying to hurt your mother. So, and you were like 4 or 5. You were a little boy.
Oh my gosh.
But, so I don't know if you're male or female in this lifetime, but don't freak out. We're all different genders and different
yeah,
lifetimes.
we come in to have different
Yeah, because
experiences.
usually the guys are like, I wasn't a girl, there's
Yeah.
no way. Okay, so you were about 4 or 5, but your mom, I don't know if she already had told you things to do. Oh, he's going to burn his little tail. Come on, buddies. Like if there was a situation that you
They're
needed
getting
help.
a good picture there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Brown eye. So you hid. He hid. The little boy hid. I mean, Jordon, you hid. And then, oh my goodness gracious, Lukey.
He just loves to be up here.
He can't help it.
He's like a camera hog.
Okay, so he broke in, but you went, and it was somehow he had your mom on the floor, because it was like he was down on the ground, the man.
Oh!
And, oh, Lukey.
You almost got it.
And so you snuck out from where you were hiding, and you got a fireplace poker, you know, the pokers, and you, with all your little might, hit the guy on the head.
Oh my
I mean, as
gosh,
hard as he could.
I'm just like picturing this.
Yeah, and he hit him in such a way that it incapacitated the man. He was like, you know, kind of like wobbly, but enough so that they could get away.
Gosh.
So they got out of the house and, you know, got away and ran to the nearest house to get help.
Wow.
So when all was said and done, your mom was just hugging you and just kept kissing you on the side of the face. So you wanted to remember that, and that was also a remembrance of how brave you are inherently.
Wow.
We really all are brave. It's
oh my
just,
gosh, how cool is that? That's amazing.
Yeah, so you felt like you were the man of the house. It was so adorable.
Heck yeah.
And you just got in there and you took care of your mama and you guys took off running. So that little heart
that
shaped
is
birthmark.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yep. So it's to remind you of your bravery, especially in danger. You know, like when you really have to use your every ounce of, what would you say? Every ounce of
your being
to help.
What you need to do.
Because your mama, I mean, he was hurting her.
Right.
Yeah, so, and it was not going to be in a happy ending, let's put it that way.
Oh.
But it was an exit point for your mommy, but she didn't take it.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, she didn't take it.
Thanks to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, that is awesome. And what better place to have it right on your face so that, you know, it's like a daily reminder of that
Of
strength
your bravery,
and
yeah.
bravery and courage.
You stick
and
up for the
love.
people that you love.
Mhm.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
That is super cool.
Yeah.
Little tail on there.
He's sitting by the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
so
awesome.
that was that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being here today with us. And thank you for asking us your very cool spiritual questions. We love it.
Exactly. So you guys stay safe. Know that we're thinking of you. And we love you. 6 feet apart. Wash your hands.